Today, we're going to talk about how to lead worship as a beginner. Let's jump into it. What's going on, fam? My name is Michael, and I help worship leaders grow spiritually and practically so that they can lead worship more effectively. And today, we're going to talk about how to lead worship even if you're just a beginner. We're going to talk about the main things to focus on for beginner worship leaders. But before we get started, I want to give you something free. It's called my Worship Leader Checklist. It has 10 tools on it, 10 tips on it that you can use right now to help you catapult your worship leading. All you have to do is go to my website, michaelegould.com/worship leader checklist, and you can get access to it right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if these videos are giving you life, if these videos are helping you. I want you to be notified every time we post something new. Now let's jump into today's discussion. I run into worship leaders all the time, and I get comments here on YouTube all the time about people or from people who are, it's their first time leading, or maybe they're young in their worship leading careers, or maybe they're just got their first song last week, or however it is. I just keep running into people who need help as a beginner. And I want to offer you 4 things today that I think that every beginner worship leader should be focusing on. Although there's a plethora of things that a worship leader has to focus on, I think that there are 4 key things that if you would hone in onto these things, it will catapult you as a worship leader very quickly. The very first thing that you need to do as a beginner, and this can even be for people who are experts in leading worship, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to focus on your relationship with Jesus Christ. That is the first thing that every beginner or even every expert worship leader should be doing. Your relationship with Jesus Christ is going to be the foundation. It's going to be the building block. It's going to be what you need to actually begin to lead people into the presence of God, because you can't lead people into his presence and you've never been to his presence. It doesn't work like that. Your relationship is key. If you could dive into prayer, reading your word daily, worshiping daily, and praying daily, of course, if you could dive into that wholeheartedly, you need to get as much word on the inside of you as possible. The Bible says, your word I hid in my heart so that I may not sin against you. You need to hide his word in your heart. You need to get as many scriptures. You need to get as many passages memorized. You need to dive into your relationship with God. I can't stress this enough. Your private worship time with God should be a spillover into your public leading worship. But if you have not adequately built up this relationship, this personal worship with God, it's going to be so hard for you to lead effectively in front of others. So focus, number 1, on your relationship with Jesus Christ. All right. The second thing that I believe that you need to do to be as a beginner worship leader is you can focus on song selections. Here, I'm going to give you a little spin on my take of a beginner song selection. And also, too, if you need help with song selection, I've got a video right here that'll help you out with song selection and even set list building. As a beginner, the type of songs that you want to focus on is, number 1, you want to focus on songs that complement your voice. So songs that are easy to sing for you. The reason why is because as a beginner, you don't want to try to get these difficult type of songs where you have to do all of these different tricks, because you have not learned the balance of being a great vocalist and leading people into the presence of God. So you need to find songs that complement your voice and it's easy for you to sing, so that way you won't have to put so much emphasis or so much focus on actually singing the song. You can focus on leading people into the presence of God. And then the second type of song that I definitely want you to try to find, as well as them being easy for you to sing, is that they have to point to Jesus. And I know that's so simple, but I think that there's a lot of songs that we sing now that talk more about us and less about Jesus. I like to find songs that point to the majesty, the power, the glory, the honor, the dominion. I like to find songs that magnify God, because that's the type of songs that I believe help lead people into the presence of God easier. We're gonna get back to the video, but I had to stop and let you know that I've released my first book called The Art of Leading Worship. This book is a roadmap to worship leaders, taking you and giving you everything that you need to know to lead worship and lead encounters with God powerfully. I've packed so much information into this that anyone will be blessed to read it. Go to the link below and get yours copied today. All right, let's jump to number three. Number three, you should be building a relationship with your leadership and your pastors. Those are the people that you want to hone in on building relationships with. Because as a beginner worship leader, you want to know what type of worship department that's being built. You want to know what type of culture is being built in the church. So you want to build a relationship with the person that's leading above you, so that you can understand what type of worship culture is being built, and then building a relationship with your pastor, so then you can understand the overall culture of your church. That's going to be very key, because if you can understand those two things, picking songs are going to be easier, leading people into worship is going to be easier, communicating with people is going to be easier, because you now have the heart of your leader and have the heart of your pastor. And the very last thing that you can do as a beginner to focus on, as a beginner worship leader, I'm going to say you want to focus on leading by example. Now, I'm talking about during worship, you want to lead by example. You want to show the congregation what it is to worship. You want to show the congregation what it is to lift their hands, to sing songs unto God, to dance, to bow, to make yourself low. You want to be the living example for your congregation, because they are learning from you. They are looking to you as the worship leader into what they should be doing during worship. So if you can focus on being an example and actually showing what worship is, I promise you, you're going to begin to lead people really, really effectively. Look, if this video blessed you today, please like, subscribe, share, comment, and get the notification bell, of course, so you can get notified anytime that we post more videos. Don't forget to get that worship leader checklist. It's for free. Just go to my website, michaelegould.com/worship leader checklist, and you can get access to it. I pray that this video blessed you. I'll see you in the next one.